2 single-family homes that closed escrow in October, which is a slight increase of 4 from the previous month of September. Now, during October, there were 51 homes that accepted contracts, right? So 62 homes closed escrow, 51 homes accepted contracts, right, went pending. And that's also another increase over September, which had about 47 homes that went pending in September. So during that month, there were 74 active new listings that came on the market. Now, the average price of a home sold in October was $1.53 million, which is about $70,000 higher than the previous month of September. And then the median price was 1.46, which is about $60,000 higher than September's median price. On top of that, the average cost per square foot increased to $956 per square feet versus $923. So all those figures going up, an indication to me that the market or home values are also increasing as well, right? Sometimes we see median price figures going up or average price figures going up, but we see the average cost per square feet going down. Could just be an indication of that given month there were higher cost homes or larger homes being sold. But when you see all three of them going up, an indication that we're seeing some home value appreciation happening there as well. So now on average of those homes sold, well, 50% of them sold over list price, and on average they sold about 2.5% over asking price, which is fairly similar to the previous month. So a lot of activity, people overbidding, people paying higher prices, and of course, home values kind of easing up there, right? So on our blog post, you'll see this nice little infographic that summarizes that. We talk about the highest priced home that sold, the lowest priced home sold, and just to kind of get that information in a visual, display. So, what are the takeaways that we can get for the market trends between October and September? Well, obviously median price, average price, price per square feet, all increasing. We see prices are going up, right? We also see inventory going down, right? And that's typically the trend. So if you've been watching our previous renditions of our housing market update videos, you'll notice that there's been this period of time when inventory has been trending between 45 homes to 55 homes, and that's been happening for the last 2, maybe 3 months. And now we're getting to a period where that's no longer happening. Now, definitely, it's the trend now is going down in inventory, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Now, even though the market isn't red hot like some of the markets that we've seen in the past, it's certainly starting to look that way, like it may lead to that kind of market. And what's causing that? Well, low interest rates, as we know. Stock market is behaving favorable. We just got over the election. Seems to be a positive result for a lot of people, and seems to be a lot of confidence in the economy. Now we still have this pandemic. We see the numbers, of course, easing up in Santa Clara County, and of course that's going to have some sort of effect. Hard to predict what, but it may even have a more positive effect than a negative effect, because again, this may extend the time period that people can work from home. They need more space, and also it will likely result in more stimulus being passed by the Fed and the Congress, and that tends to have a upward positive effect on asset prices like the stock market and then home values as well. So moving down here, we've got some information about Altos Research. If you subscribe to Altos, or if you don't subscribe to Altos, it's basically the program that we use for our market metrics. And we provide this free to clients, or anyone for that matter. So you can subscribe, you can shoot me an email, or you can subscribe yourself online. You just hit the link here, and that'll open up the Santa Clara Market Report. And basically, let's take a look and see how things are trending as far as the Market Action Index. And you can see the Market Action Index for Santa Clara is at 74. Last month, it was at 64. So that's an indication that the market is really heating up, right? That the higher that number goes, the more of a seller's market it becomes. And the reason for that is inventory is starting to drop down. And typically this time of year, the market gets a lot tighter than in the summer, right? So this is basically the figures for Santa Clara. if you wanted to search your specific zip code, you can just come right over here and take a look at it. We'll take a look at the report for 95051, and it's just slightly a little bit below at 72. And over here you can see, well, here's the median list price for 95051, price per square foot, days on market, price, number of properties with price decreases, number of properties with price increases, and so on. And the most important thing that I would take away from all of the Altos research reports is this market action index. It's a proprietary metric for them, but if you get these reports, you don't have to start studying them and trying to figure out what these indicators are telling you, because often they could mislead you a little bit. But the market action index is something that if you follow, you'll understand what direction the market's going. And from looking here, and this goes back about 3 months, you'll see that the market's been heating up, and in fact it has been heating up. So all you need to do is follow the market action index, and it'll give you all the information you need. On top of just these online reports, there also is a comprehensive 6-page report. If you want more data, you're welcome to download that as well. And this is a 6-page report, has that little splash screen that we looked at, but then of course it breaks it down into more details, so you can see, and these graphs trend back all the way back to 2017, right? Different quartiles and everything. So a much more comprehensive report. If you need that data, it's available to you as well. So moving forward, what can we expect? So generally this time of year, inventory is going to be dropping. As I said earlier, it's November 19th. We're about a week away from Thanksgiving. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving to you. So typically this time of year in the holiday season, we're not going to see too much new inventory. We're not going to see a lot of new listings coming out on the market. And as a result, when the market is this hot in terms of buying power and the amount of listings starts to drop, we start to see a lot more activity in terms of buying and a lot more price appreciation. So just recently, we've been noticing a lot of sales happening for homes that have been sitting on the market, perhaps sellers that were holding on to a price that they weren't able to get, but finally, because buyers have realized that the market is going up, taking another look at these homes, and then, perhaps giving the sellers what they want. So we're noticing homes that have been sitting on the market for maybe 50, 100 days now going pending. So that's an indication to me that buyers are feeling that the market's going up, and they're more willing to give the sellers what they want and try to get in a home now instead of later, right? So what to expect moving forward. So buyers, the market's not getting any more favorable for you, at least in the short term, right? Between now and I would say mid-January, there's not going to be a lot of opportunities in terms of new listings. So you'll certainly, if you're serious about buying a home and you want to get in there before perhaps prices shoot up, you'll want to be more aggressive in your home search. Sellers, well, if your home is currently on the market, don't be too anxious to drop your price right now, because there's a good chance that there's a buyer out there that may come and see your home, and they may be very motivated, and they're likely to get you either what you want or very close to what you want. So you might want to just sit tight on your price, and just understand that if you want to get your home on the market, you might want to shoot for maybe something towards the end of the year, or maybe the beginning of the year. If this market continues on, we expect to see prices going up in the next few weeks, as well as the next few months. Now, a couple things to be aware of. Of course, we've got the pandemic. We've shifted from the yellow zone back up to the purple overnight. So, we're going to see new policies, or we're going to be returning to old policies of businesses shutting down. And of course, there's still a lot of uncertainty in regards to how that's going to affect us locally. The other factor is one that has just recently been it's a ballot measure that was recently passed, and it's just too hard to predict how that's going to play out. But what I'm talking about is Prop 19, and I did another video on that, and I'll post the link down below. and it's referenced here in our Santa Clara real estate guide market update. And that is going to be a big changer for real estate in the area. So that particular proposition hasn't gone into effect yet. It's a pretty large proposition in regards to pertaining to property taxes and how those values are transferred. And from what I understand, a portion of that policy will be implemented as early as February of next year, and then another portion will go into effect sometime in April. And the policy is yet to be written on that, so we don't know exactly how the rules are going to be dictated on that, but that is something that you'll want to keep track of. A lot of sellers may want to postpone their sale up until April, because that may allow them to move to different parts of California and be able to transfer their property taxes. So a lot of things going on, a lot of things to be kind of aware of if you're a buyer, if you're a seller. So of course, if you've got any questions, I'm always here. I'm happy to answer them and give you what information I have. And the information seems to be changing almost on a weekly basis. So if you visited our website and took a look at our post, down below, we do have all the monthly sales for October, so you're welcome to take a look at those and go down the line and take a look and see, what homes have sold perhaps in your neighborhood. So I appreciate again you watching, and of course, give us a call or shoot us a message if you've got any questions.